All right, and we're live. Welcome to our first episode of the Envoy, a small campaign set in the Aurora verse. We're gonna go ahead and do some introductions. This was meant to be in episode 1, as we joked in the loading screen. After figuring out a number of challenges with Foundry, we are now at session 0.5. We'll call this one. We're going to get our feet wet. We're going to do some role play. We're going to figure out some interesting stuff about our characters, and we're going to move forward from there. Why don't we start with just visiting? Do you want to go ahead and do your introduction? Tell us a little bit about yourself. Awesome. Excited to have you. All right. We'll go to Faye Moira next. All right, hold on before we go any further. I'm getting a note that that they're not able to hear the players. Give me a second. The DM only. It's better. My very first stream ever, I lost my episode 1 for a campaign. It had the players all heard and not me. So good times. Okay, I can fix this, so I know what I'm doing. So NC audio. NS audio didn't work. So let's add that in. Okay. That should fix it. So
Hello.
Hello.
Mark.
Hello.
Yeah, everyone's good.
Okay.
You're showing through. Okay.
Will we do reintroductions then?
Yeah, we'll rapid fire introductions. We'll go back to Illarin, and then we'll go from there.
Yeah, hi, I'm Illarin. You can call me Illarin or Patrick, or I stream under Sprout Emoji. I am a Dragonborn Storm Cleric who is a diplomat and sort of a bureaucratic assistant.
Perfect. Right. Back to Flay. Round 2 for you. Round 1 for the audience.
I'm Faye Moira. I'm playing Lysindra Cardithis. She is a monk, way of the 4 elements. Bit of a troublemaker, accidental arsonist. Let's go.
I love that. Love that twist. Alright, and then we'll go to Black Angel.
Hello. I'm Nick, or Black Angel, or just Angel. No preference. My character is Jai Tenora. He is a half-elven soul knife rogue. He is a Lion's Guard. What we said before?
Yeah, you're Lion's Guard.
Yeah.
Crown's Guard is the.
Yeah.
Continue.
Yeah, I'm a Lion's Guard or Crown's Guard. I'll figure that out eventually at some point. And he comes from a noble family, which is one branch of which is based in Talos. So.
Indeed. In fact, all three of you come from noble houses of sorts. The one who doesn't is not here today. We have Bookwoo. Last I heard from Bookwoo, their computer was damaged. So I'm not sure if they forgot about the session or if they're still dealing with the technical difficulties, but we hope to have them for our true session 1. Alright, so let's do a little bit of background, I think, for both players and just for a general setting. We're going to tell a story today. A story about an envoy that will never be forgotten. One from Talos. But before we begin there, we're going to go a little bit back further. Back into understanding who these characters are. Before we continue forward, let's talk a little bit about the trade hub that is Talos. The southern desert oasis of sorts. A wonderful, competent city. Vibrant in trade. And save for Siglesia, perhaps the most standout place of the Ionius Empire in the world of Tahiri. Those who dwell there know that despite the the wealth that comes into the city and the boistering populace and variant populace, there is a war being fought actively on the streets between the loyalists of the Queen, the loyalists of the royal family, primarily the flagship of loyalty, the Crown's Guard, and those seeking to overthrow the royal family, the vile and traitorous vanguard. we're gonna do some vignettes, I think, for today, since we're limited in time. We're gonna give each of you kind of some opportunity to get your feet wet in some basic roleplay. Now let's go. We're gonna go in that same order we did. We're gonna start with Ilorin. What do you think is your Iloris? Sorry. What do you think is your what would you say is your common day-to-day for your character's routine?
Sure. So I have styled myself as the assistant to the religious advisor to the Queen of Talos. So my routine is based around his routine. Let me pull up my. I thought I had my notes up here. Let me pull them up really quick. I have them right here. So I probably wake up before them and make sure that they have everything they need for the day. And I follow them around and help run meetings with them, make sure that everybody is sitting in the right order, and yeah, very much sort of the assistants like you'd see on the West Wing in the background. That's sort of where I'm starting.
Understood. And just to verify we're on the same page, who did you say you're the attaché to? I have their exact name here. Nakash, head of House Baharush, spiritual advisor to the Queen. Indeed. Who is your father, correct?
Sure.
That's what I listed it. I hope you're okay with it.
Okay. Yeah, please.
Yeah.
Hey, you're the DM.
I thought you had something in your background with that being your having a father named, maybe not named Nakash, but having a father. So I then drew out Nakash for you. Okay,
that's totally fine. I think most Dragonborns have fathers.
Yeah. So I think that this is a small bit of a conversation with your father.
Okay.
My son. There's an event tonight. I was hoping that,
an event?
Indeed. We've been invited to a gathering of nobles.
Okay. I will. Do you want me to cancel your evening meetings? I know you had dinner with the head of the cathedral in town this evening.
Yes, I'm afraid this one can't wait.
Can you tell me a little bit more about this?
Well, he'll be accompanying me.
Of course.
This is Actually, I'm gonna get you. I think it's time for our first roll. I want you. You know your dad. Why don't you give me an insight test? I want to see like what you might glean from this interaction.
I love rolling. All right. You said insight, right?
Yes, please.
All right, and we're doing that in Foundry.
Yes, please.
Right. There we go. Oh, rolling deuces. Okay. 7.
Okay.
That's after my +5.
I think what I'm gonna say is you kind of get a sense that your father seems a bit nervous about something, but you can't really place what or off. I think is more what you get with the 7.
Okay.
It seems a little off. Like he's usually more articulate, kind of a bit more confident and in place, and the confidence seems to be not there right now.
Well, he wouldn't have gotten where he was if he didn't have a certain something.
Yeah.
Father, is everything all right? Is there something happening this evening that we should prepare for? I can call the other servants and make sure that more affairs are in order if that needs to happen.
Well, we'll be attending a wine tasting at the Precious Lantern. I'm gonna say, you live in Talos, so the Precious Lantern is one of those places that's more like a mercantile establishment, not really a high noble establishment. But it's really famous for its imported wines from the far north. It's ice wines, which are cherished here down in the south.
So, Father, I just want to confirm that I heard that right. We're giving up our dinner meeting with the head of the cathedral for a wine tasting?
Yes, you have that right.
Okay.
He doesn't seem to elaborate. Hold on, my screen froze for a sec. Okay.
Oh dear.
He doesn't seem to elaborate on that. His mouth opens several times, like he's gonna continue that thought or explain that thought, and then his mouth closes instead.
I see. Well, what is the dress code this evening? What clothing should I prepare for you?
Our finest. And when he
is that normal for this?
No, not really. Especially for your dad, he's not someone that would typically. He's a little bit more modest, like in his appearance, especially. He doesn't value it beyond what is required. He doesn't flaunt, I guess.
Sure. Our finest for a tasting at the Precious Lantern. I see. Well, I will get right on that. Can you tell me who else will be joining us? Do I need to worry about avoiding certain sigils in your dress? Any icons that should be avoided?
Representing the royal family is not something we will be doing tonight. We will be attending purely upon our own good names.
I see. Well, it's not often that we have a social call like this. It doesn't seem like you're that excited about it, though.
It'll be fine. It'll be fine. We are in good company. I'm not sure exactly who's coming, but I've been told that a number of the nobles will be present.
You're using the same tone as you did when the ambassador puked on the prince's gown.
He smiles at that. Sometimes you have to just trust that those who are well aware of things understand the stakes and have prepared well. That is where we're left tonight.
I see. Well, I will prepare for that this I'll prepare for that this evening and make sure that you are ready. Will there be anything else before we start our day?
I don't think so. I think, I think I'm going to spend some time alone in my thoughts, in my meditations.
I see.
If you could perhaps clear my day for me.
Of course. Clear your day for everyone, or will the queen still be able to contact you if she so chooses, or should I say you're ill?
The queen may contact me, of course.
Of course.
But anyone else, it can wait.
I'll make a note. Okay, well, Father, I hope that you center yourself before our party this evening.
I have already begun the process. And you, my son, try not to worry too much about tonight. You will be well looked after.
It's my job to worry, Father, but I'll do my best. And I'll with bowing to him, I'll leave the room.
Sounds good. And you know that he, like in a public setting, he wouldn't refer to you as his son, right? But because
Sure,
it's the two
of course.
you. Yeah.
Mhm.
Roger that.
I'll keep that in mind. Okay, so is that the end of our scene, or are we?
Yeah, I think I'm gonna
Okay.
jump into the conversation with. We'll go to Jai. Jai, what do you think? What do you think a day in Jai's life might look like?
So, a day in Jai's life, depending on whether he's on duty or off duty at any given moment. If he's on duty, obviously he is going to be absolutely ruthless in whipping his underlings into shape, because with the sort of underground war that's going on between the Vanguard and the Crown's Guard, nothing less than perfection is going to be accepted with what's going on, and how bad it is. But outside of that, so either he's doing that or he's himself is training in whatever you would consider like I guess a barracks of some kind, with sparring training with his fellow Crown's Guard. When he's off duty, you could probably find him probably in a bar, in a tavern, just enjoying himself, messing around, having fun. He's only really kind of a stuck up when he's on duty, because that's his job.
Understood.
But other than that, he's more of a laid back guy. And then he also goes back home every day because he still enjoys his family's company, because they are a happy family, very laid back around each other, that sort of thing.
Yeah, I've got a plan with that. This will work.
All right.
So, just give me a second. I want to be able to show you this guy. I don't have him in here yet, so give me 1 second. I shall get his icon. You have seen this guy before. He was a player, I mean. But we're going to show the audience as well. Alright, so this scene is I think we're going to do a bit of a training scene with the two of you. Hyrule is one of the most senior ranked Lion Guards. And just to explain a little bit about the Crown's Guard. The Crown's Guard are the loyalist faction, right? Within all of Leonios, the Kingdom of Leonios. They are how do I put that? I would say that they have like a pretty rigid structure for how they're ranked. The Lion's Guard is one of the like upper echelons of the Crown's Guard. So they're kind of ranked between the Legion, which are the General Guard. The Lion Guard are the high-ranked guard.
Yeah.
And then
I believe I was a Lion's Guard, yeah.
You are, in fact. And today you're training with Hyrule, who, or Hyrule, rather. Hyrule is, like, probably the most senior of the Lion's Guard. He's got a very good name for himself, and he comes from a noble family himself.
Okay.
Yeah. So this is someone that I don't know if you would. Actually, let's ask you. Is this someone you would think to be perhaps your like a friend, like off-duty friend as well, or is this someone that is it strictly?
How long have I known him for? How long have I known him for?
He's been based in Talos his whole career. So as long as you've been in Talos, he's kind of, the most famous of the Lion Guard here.
So I guess realistically, Jai would probably see him as closer to a friend.
Okay.
Because he's tends to form those sorts of relationships for with if he's known someone for that long and he's trained with someone for that long, he's that's what a sense of camaraderie is just sort of just comes to him.
Perfect. Yeah, I think maybe to say you two have a bit of a healthy rivalry too.
Yes, I think that is definitely fair to say.
You probably punch
Not
it
as-
up, like upward for that. Like,
Yeah,
right.
yeah. It's not quite as high as Jai's rivalry with his younger brother is, but still a healthy rivalry.
Understood. All right. Maybe this is probably just a series of like sparring moves. Maybe just give me an athletics roll to tell me like how you've been generally faring today.
Good at that.
Are you on your game or off your game? If you're not good at athletics, you can use acrobatics too.
Oh, that works.
Yeah.
Awesome. Okay. Oh, that's a wonderful roll to start the game off with.
Yeah. So I think, and I'll leave it to you how you feel about this, but I think you're just off your game today. Like your body isn't moving the way you want it to. You're finding yourself more tired than usual, and you never like to show like a poor performance, especially when you get these one-on-one training opportunities with Highwell.
Oh yes, for sure. I have one way. I have a way I can skew this as well, actually.
Okay.
So I guess are we start
we can,
like a
we can go
dialogue
into the
or?
role play. Absolutely.
Yeah.
He's generally been silent about it. He's not drawing attention to it for you. He knows you're typically better than this, so he's not gonna drill sergeant you or anything.
I'm thinking maybe if we're like sparring like hand to hand, I'm thinking maybe after I sort of trip myself up. I like basically get tripped up by him in a move that normally I wouldn't get tripped up by. I fall to the ground. I'm like, ugh. Okay. He got me there. Seem to be very much off my game today. I think you probably noticed. God damn it, Alex. That is the I'll tell you. This is the what happened. Yesterday is the last time I let him do his crazy fucking experiments. Am I allowed to curse?
Yeah, that's fine.
Okay, the crazy god fucking experiments and willing to participate in them. I'm still feeling it from today. Jesus Christ. Whoever that is.
Yeah. By the gods or whatever. Yeah, we understand what you're going with.
Gods.
Magic. So at that point, I think Highwell does speak up and he says, well, you definitely aren't what you normally are. But
very much so.
I think that we all have bad days. But you better make that bad days and not bad nights. You might need your help with something tonight.
Oh? Do tell.
It's an off-duty job. Involves the Vanguard.
Well, I do tend to operate better at night. I'm interested.
We'll be leaning on you as a representative of your house, not a representative of the Lions Guard.
I'd expect the House representative things to go either to my brother or my mother, considering they're a lot more tied up in that sort of thing than I am. But I suppose I am a lot better with crowds and with people than my brother. But still, why not to my mother?
He smiles. Did not say we would not need Lions Guard. I said we will not be representing ourselves as so.
Interesting.
We will need you to represent House Tenora, but be prepared for things to go awry.
Alright. Well, I guess I'll just have to put on my social clothes.
Indeed.
And I will say he would know. He's probably known Jai for long enough that when Jai says social clothes, he basically means like obviously nice clothes, like sort of party clothes or whatever, or nice fancy clothes. But those fancy clothes are going to be concealing quite a few weapons and his armor underneath it, because that is sort of like Assassin's Creed style, I guess.
Understood. And Bob picked up what you were putting down, so totally understand. He smiled at that and said, like, he gave you a nod, like, exactly. That's kind of the vibe you get from him.
So, what exactly is this entailing? And why am I going as a member of my house as opposed to a member of the Lion's Guard? Is there some kind of big noble meeting going on?
He nods.
Ooh. Been a while since we've had one of those. Why the special occasion?
I'm afraid the rest is classified.
Well, it's just like that sometimes.
When
Right.
When he says that too, there's like a sense he doesn't use it on you often.
Oh. Can I roll an insight check?
Yeah, go for it.
Alrighty. Ugh.
He's got his poker face on.
He's got his poker face on.
Yeah.
Should I? Should I be informing my parents of this, or does it stay between us?
Keep this in the smallest circle you can. So if you need to inform them, simply say that you're participating in a social gathering, and that you've been invited by me, or Osbjort, whichever suits you best.
Very well. Right. Well, I've got to go get ready.
That's like, as you start to kind of do that, we're gonna kind of blend in Lyssandra's introduction here. Lysandra, you we're gonna kind of turn briefly to you. You know that you've been ordered to report to one of the Lion's Guard today, that being Hilo himself. So you're kind of entering the scene to report, presumably. Is that fair?
Yes.
Okay. So I think, as you two cross, I can't remember if you two have a relationship, like you two players, if you're familiar. I think you were familiar with one another, yes?
We are.
Yeah. Maybe she trips over her feet as she walks up.
Question. What race are you again?
She's a wood elf.
Wood elf. Okay. And you said accidental arsonist or whatever at some point.
Yeah.
Was it have a reputation like so,
yeah, a bit of a reputation. Okay. All right.
Well, so it's a mixed reputation. Competent,
gotcha.
But a little on the. I've limited my career through things not necessarily going well publicly.
No, yeah. Gotcha.
Yeah.
Well, need some help with their hot stuff.
Yeah. Hi. I'm here to report to Highwall.
That's me. Jai, we'll have to talk later.
Right.
I mean,
I'll go get ready.
No,
don't worry. I was just leaving. Good luck. I will go get ready, and yeah. He gives a brief little salute and then walks off.
I'll send a messenger for you when it's time.
Very well.
Okay. And with that, we go to. Sorry, we don't go to. Hyrule kind of turns to Center and says, "Ah, right. You. It's like he's realizing who you are right now. And there's a slight frown.
Hi. She puts her hand out to shake his hand, and
He would extend it.
my father sent me.
Yes, yes. Come this way. Let's talk in my office.
It sounds like a great idea.
So with that, you move through the barracks, and there are other people sparring as you pass through. A number of guardsmen and a couple of lines guard. You end up passing into the office, which is a nice, Spartan-styled office. Very much looks like an officer's cabin of some sort, and he stops at the door and opens it for you and says, "Please, inside."
She goes in and sits down and makes herself comfy.
Safe to say that most of the time when this sort of thing happens, you're probably getting reprimanded for something, yes?
Yeah.
Yeah.
Look, I don't know what happened. I swear last night at the bar, I didn't mean to catch anyone on fire.
He just looks at you with like a bit of a groan, a silent groan. No, I'm not here to talk to you about that.
Oh, okay, cool.
This is to do more with one of your reports recently.
Oh, shit.
Yes. I hear that, well, he reaches into like a folder. It looks like a folder of filled with parchment, and he pulls out one slip of the parchment. Give me just a general perception roll, I guess, here.
Perception?
Yeah. Awesome. Okay.
Okay.
You notice, as he's kind of flipping through the parchment, a number of these faces are familiar to you. They are kind of like most wanted figures, linked to the Vanguard specifically. And he slides one out your way. You can see the figure. It is a linekin. So effectively like a portrait of a man lion, and it brings you back to a few days ago. Now there aren't a lot of these this race kicking around, these individuals kicking around here in Talos. This one in particular, he has a gaze about him and sort of like a bit of a larger size than most of his kind. You would never forget him, and you had spotted him while you were on duty, coming out of one of the taverns that you were patrolling by, with another individual.
Okay.
And so with that, Highwell looks to you and says, "This is the one you saw, yes? As far as you can
yeah.
tell."
Yeah. I'd recognize him anywhere.
Now, you sat with the artist yesterday and described the human that you saw him with.
Yes.
See. He reaches into an envelope that's by itself, kind of opens it up slowly, slides a photo out of it, or not photo, portrait out of it, and brings it across his desk your way. You can tell the moment you look at it, this is in fact the figure that you saw.
Yeah, this is the man.
He frowns. You're certain?
Positive.
I see. Lysandra, yes? Or was it Lysindra? Lysindra, right? Yeah.
List for short, if you really want to get technical.
Ah. Lys. Please confirm for me. This was at the Precious Lantern?
Yes.
We'll be attending there tonight, off duty. For a
I
while,
will be?
He says we'll
Oh.
be. And that throws you off probably, yeah. What?
Oh, will be, like you and I.
And others.
Okay. So this is not a date. Cool. Well, we're good. Yeah, I don't... What am I gonna wear?
Wear your best. You'll be amongst other nobles.
Oh, man. Nobles. Dad's gonna be so proud of me. Is my dad gonna be there?
I'm not entirely sure. I'm not involved directly in the arrangements
Alright.
of those not attending. What are your preferred means of martial combat?
She looks at her fists.
He smiles.
She goes, I really like to punch things.
Perfect. Then your skills will be likely in handy today. I can't tell you exactly what is going to happen, but if there are Vanguard present, just be prepared for the outcome.
Okay. Is there a possibility of promotion with this? Because, you know, I've been kind of up for promotion a few times, and, well, I kind of keep messing it up, and kind of need to get promoted.
He says, one moment. He looks, over to a stack of files, and he pulls one. He's reading through it. You can see on it, give me an insight roll, this will be funny.
Okay.
Indeed. It didn't show the dice roll though. That's okay.
It was a 17.
17 is good. You can see him wincing as he looks over, presumably your file. You know, all these fires. It's real difficult to look past that. You know?
I'm working on it.
Well, I'll tell you what. Find a way to impress me tonight. If you do, I'll see about having some of these records expunged.
I can totally do that.
He smiles, but his confidence in in your comment there doesn't really fill you with confidence that he's that he trusts you. All right then. Well, I should be attending to a few things. Here, let me walk you out.
Okay.
And with that, he kind of parts ways with you. Okay, so just want to check in for time, guys, in our not 0.5 or 0.5 session. Am I under the correct impression that you have about a half hour, give or take?
Yep.
I got more, but I guess the others don't.
Okay. All right. So I'm gonna flip us over to some. Just gonna drag you out in a second. No. Second. I'm gonna try something. That'll save me brief in the cut over here. All right. Let me know what you see, because I'm still learning this program a bit. What do you see right now?
I can see the front yard of what looks like is probably a tavern.
Do all three of you see that? I just want to make sure that your tokens are working.
I'm sharing my screen in Discord if you want to look at that.
Yeah, that's what I see as well.
Essentially, yeah.
All right, perfect. Okay, so now you're not all traveling together, so I'm just thinking about how to do this. I think a couple of you are coming with Highwell, and I think what we'll do is we'll have you already inside Illarin, if that's okay, and we'll kind of set the scene from there. Is that good?
Sure, yeah. Where you want me?
Have you break the rules of engagement here? I'm gonna bring your pops in here too.
That's how I like to play. I don't follow the rules.
Right. Get your dad in here. Dad. All right. So you two and bring in Iowa over here. So we're gonna start the scene with the Lions Guards, not the nobles, or the Crown's Guard, not the nobles, entering. Hyrule looks like kind of relatively unfamiliar with this place. He looks about. Interesting. Have either of you been in this place? Or...
There's a good chance Jai has, considering this is like a tavern or something.
Yeah, it's a mercantile sort
Oh,
of
one second.
establishment.
1 second.
Lysindra probably has.
Sorry. Okay, we back.
Yeah.
Yeah, it's a tavern. Good chance Jai has been in here before. He's probably visited all as many of the taverns in the city as he can.
As you can. Understood.
Yeah.
So this one's famous for its imported ice wine from the north.
Oh, he's definitely visited this one then.
Yeah. Okay. But it's not necessarily the most high noble establishment.
Oh, that's fine.
Yeah.
That's fine.
It's more of a mid range. It's right in the trading sector of Talos. All right. So as you approach, I'll have Highwell move with you and talk, but I think for now, if you want to lead and open up the door, you can, and I'll follow with the NPC.
What's this place called again?
Yep. Give me 1 sec. I'll grab the name. The Precious Lantern.
Ah, the Precious Lantern. I love the ice wine from this place. It's wonderful.
Good.
Oh, you.
Because that is what we're going to be doing tonight, is tasting wine.
Ah, wonderful. Anything we should keep an eye on before we walk inside?
Keep an eye on the patrons. Look for any of our most important. I think without making you test on that, he's alluding to not to VIPs but to most wanted.
Yeah, I'm going to keep
and
an eye out.
actually, before we enter, Jai, I'm going to use a one of my psionic energy die to use psychic whispers to establish a telepathic communication between both of these two. So for a number of hours equal to the number rolled, we can speak telepathically with each other.
And does it say anything about them having to be willing?
Let's see.
You should be able to.
I'm reading what it says right here. It doesn't mention anything about it being willing. A creature can end the telepathic communication at any time.
Okay.
So
I wanted to clarify because listen.
Yeah.
And
I'll make sure to let them know before we walk in. Actually, let's establish a bit of a. Let's do this.
Okay.
And
while you're doing that, I'm just gonna go over to because Lysindra's trying to get something out at the same time. I just want to check in with Lysindra. What were you saying or potentially doing there?
I'm going to very specifically keep an eye out for the people on the posters that he showed me.
Okay. Indeed.
Okay. So, this is. Wait, 1d8 plus bone. I hope. this is done right. Okay, perfect. Okay, so for the next 3 hours, we can communicate telepathically.
Awesome.
Cool.
What is Faye's reaction to that?
I think she's a little taken aback at first, but she's okay with it because of the mission at hand.
And then Jai will say telepathically, "We'll probably need this to keep a low profile. It'll help us to obviously not alert anyone that we know that we can see them at least." All right, on your mark. I'll talk to what's the other guy's name? Shoot.
I will.
On your mark, Harwell.
Indeed. Whenever you're ready.
Right. Jai is gonna walk in first, I think. So do we just like walk in?
Yeah, feel free to walk in. We'll stay in pair and we'll kind of move slowly together.
Token collides with at least one wall. Okay. Wait, is there like a door function?
Yeah.
There we go.
Yeah. I opened it
okay.
up.
There we go. Okay.
All right. So you know, feel free to look around as your character would.
All right. Immediate perception check. Right as I get it, walk in. If you don't mind.
Sure.
That's all right. 16.
What are you looking for? Just anything that stands out?
Yeah, and seeing it, just cursory look around the room, see if I can identify anyone that jumps out at me. Any faces I recognize, maybe.
I'd say probably the fish out of the water here is probably this desert orc on your left. This one. Just for standing out is probably like a little bit under. Not the kind of patron you expect to be allowed in a place like this, but he is, to be fair to him, he's sitting at his own place, his own, you know, single corner table. So
fair enough.
Yeah.
All right.
The folks over here, it's hard to see like their backs are turned to you, like all of their
Gotcha.
backs.
Where's the actual wine tasting like happening? Like where's all this?
So when you enter, Hyrule starts to move this way and says, or thinks to you. He says, there is a private room to our left here.
All right.
That's where the
and is that
meeting.
Okay? So let's walk over there then. I assume it's over here. Yeah.
I know it's this one.
Where? Okay.
So at this point, we're bringing in Illarin to the scene, so we can do some. I think it's a good point to kind of do some introductions, like maybe some physical descriptions and stuff, because we got all y'all together. So.
One quick question I have. I was wondering who's sitting at the table with us. Obviously, that's my father there on the left, but who's across from me?
I want you to maybe do. I struggle with this one because there's not great skill for this in 5e. I'm looking for like a knowledge nobility equivalent.
Probably be history.
I have history.
Yeah,
honestly.
Yeah, give me history.
Not rolling high today. I got an 11.
It's okay. There's no way you don't know who this is, so that's good. Let me
okay.
Let me give you. So, this is Verant Treda. Treda, Treda. Verant is a royal ambassador. I think for the history, your failure represents you don't really know his family's history. Like, you don't know a long line of the Treda.
Okay.
But you know that he's significant.
Do I at least know like what country or city he's from? What province?
Yes, he's said to be right here from Talos.
Oh, okay.
He has his own the Treda estate. But when you try to recall from a history perspective, you can't really think of much of a history of House Treda.
For sure. Okay. How is he interacting with us? I assume we've been there at least a few minutes before the Marshall character showed up.
Yes, and to be clear, all three of these characters are dressed. Well, I'll let them describe. Highwell, who you might know. I mean, he's kind of a famous Lions Guard around here. He is dressed in the noble clothing of his house, House Bjort. So he is not. He's not dressed like a Lions Guard today.
Okay.
Should I go next?
Yes, please.
And then, so Jai is walking with him. So your character would see him walking in. He'd see a half-elf standing at, let me just double check what, setting it 6 foot tall, exactly, with sort of long, unkempt, jet black hair, with black eyes as well, or like dark eyes. And he is wearing the noble attire of his house, House Tenora.
We'll go to Faye next.
Lysindra is she's a wood elf. She's kind of got tannish olive skin with chestnut brown hair. It's really long and tied up in a bun. She's got a long, flowy silk monk robe gown outfit on in the colors of her house. Kind of like a taupe color.
Lovely. Should I describe myself, or are we seeing everything through my eyes?
No, please do.
All right, lovely. So I am a Dragonborn. I am standard for my kind. I have a slight build compared to other Dragonborn, and I am wearing I'm wearing an outfit that befits both my noble background as well as my status and upbringing as a cleric of Keranos and a member of the religious class. It looks kind of like a real world equivalent would be a little bit like robes with a Jester's Motley style pattern on them, but it very much looks like a outfit for somebody that spends a lot of time in both a church or a desert.
And indeed, in similar fashion, your father is very much dressed the same. Finer robes, or his finest robes, really, with the colors of the family. And no kind of despite his regal position, there's nothing that represents that regal position here when he's present drinking the wine. The one thing I didn't mention about Verant, by the way, is he is a halfling. I'm not sure if that's clear just by the photo. He is dressed in very, very fine, like lavish colored clothing, kind of new fashion trends here, and local new fashion trends.
Lovely. And what are we discussing as everyone walks in? Or what is he and my father discussing? I probably wouldn't be talking too much unless spoken to.
They absolutely include you. It's like the most pointless small talk possible. You've moved from the weather to the recent changes in. It's probably very boring, right? Recent changes in administration, things you're meant to pay attention to, but they make it a chore for sure.
Sure. It's and correct me if this doesn't fit in with what you've done, but it's for a lot of the small talk, it seems like I may have more background than my father does. considering a lot of the topics you just described are much more my job to keep track of than my dad, and so he's struggling. And I'm every once in a while like, this is he a gnome? What's this guy's race? He looks like a gnome.
Halfling.
I was close. Yeah. This halfling every once in a while asks me a question, but I'm still sort of like whispering in my father's ear every once in a while to tell him like, no, that's the wrong family. No, don't say that.
Yeah, that makes sense. So your father, he is very skilled at the things he's supposed to be skilled at.
Mm-hmm.
The nuances of diplomatic noble court are probably not as strong.
Yes.
As the three enter, I think he would move. Hyrule would move in. Noble sirs, I hope I'm not interrupting anything.
Indeed.
Would I recognize them personally, or as members of the Lion or Crown's Guard, or are they just random people to me?
I left it to you all around whether or not we did want to establish some relationships with you all, so we can kind of do that on the fly now if we don't remember exactly.
I do not.
Okay.
I don't either.
I don't think we really got we started to draw that map out, but I don't think we populated it. So why don't we just come up with how do you know one another right now?
I figure he would probably know if he didn't know Jai specifically. He would absolutely know his house, House Tenora.
So I can establish that. All three of your houses are known as strong loyalist houses.
You have the classic pale skin and black hair of House Tenora.
Well, not really. My mother has, both my brother and my mother have blonde hair, but close enough. I get the black hair from my dad. Well, and you seem to be what's the order called again?
We worship Karanos.
Yes. I was asking that out of character, but yes, Karanos. Yes, I believe the name escapes me. I'm not 100% sure about the name, but I've heard of your order. It's let me ask you, have you ever been here before, had some of this nice what was it called, chilled winter wine, something like summer wine? Ice wine? It was called ice wine. Have you ever had some of the ice wine before? It's absolutely wonderful from here. You're in for a real treat if you haven't.
I cannot say that we have frequented this establishment before. This is a new experience for us, but I have had the iced wines from the northern climes before, and I can agree it's quite nice.
They import it.
I'm gonna make sure. Yeah. I want to make sure.
We're having small talk at this point. Yeah.
Yeah, I want to make sure Faye gets an opportunity to get in there.
Hey, have you ever been here before? Had some of the nice ice wine?
I'm gonna cut you off again.
Sorry.
I want to make sure Faye gets an opportunity to come in.
Yeah. I've been here a few times, here and there. A couple times. I may have been kicked out once or twice. Well, we don't need to talk about that.
Well, it happens sometimes. You never know.
It wasn't intentional.
Well, I can't say that that hasn't happened to me in some bars before, but you know.
Veron turns to you, and he looks right at Lysindra. Are you the one that's responsible for a number of the flame accidents, perhaps?
She just sighs and nods her head.
I see. You look familiar. Tell me, are you Are you from House Cardithis? Rosalor's daughter, perchance?
Yes,
I see.
that's my father.
He has made quite a name for himself.
Yeah, I'm trying.
Hyrule says, let's have a seat, everyone. Let's get to enjoying this. Yeah?
Wonderful idea. Are we to assume there's only like four?
No, go ahead
here,
and
or-
go ahead and pull.
Okay.
Yeah. Assume
We'll just,
you pull up the stools from the
pull
other
up a
table.
chair.
Yeah.
So actually, I'm gonna have it so Jai's actually gonna sit here. He can keep a
an eye.
closer eye on
Yep, that's why
what's
I'm
happening at the bar.
just sitting there.
And while we're having this conversation, while we're sitting down, I'm actually gonna have another perception check closer to the bar to make see if I can. I assume that the bar is where the wine's being like served from. Yeah.
Yes, it's kind of coming out in like picture when if you were to go to like like a craft pub and order like a sample platter, like that would be like what it is, right? So they come out in tastings and they come out paired with food.
Okay.
With food.
Hey, boss, I hate to do this, I gotta go.
Oh, you gotta run right now?
I gotta run right now. Yeah, it's time.
Okay, we will do a to be continued. Join us for episode 1 next time. Thanks, everyone. Take care.